is on to the Los Angeles Rams. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another Chicago Bears preview as we head into week 4 of the NFL season, as the Bears come home after back-to-back losses on the road, and they are done with the AFC North for now, to take on the Los Angeles Rams, who are coming off of their first win of the year at home in comeback fashion against the San Francisco 49ers. Well, this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Two very solid, capable teams, but haven't been looking as such, injuries and all that. But I'm not going to make this intro any longer. It's time to talk to some Chicago Bears football. So without further ado, let's dive into it. First, we are going to talk about the Chicago Bears offense versus the Los Angeles Rams defense. Now, the one thing that is coming into this game with this Bears offense is that we are even more hurt, and especially on the offensive line, than we were last week. We come in with Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright both dealing with injuries, and at the time of me recording this video, they are both questionable. Nate Davis, questionable, even though I think he shouldn't be playing anyway because he looks like trash. We already have Kari Blasingame, who's missed the last 2 weeks, and I think the way he could be utilized in this offense, I think could help our running game if he is able to play. Then we are talking about Keenan Allen, who on all reports at this time of me recording this video could be set to play this week. And if he does, that's going to make a huge difference for this Bears offense. Now, we're going up against the Rams defense, which is similar to the Colts defense that we faced last week, which is not good against the run. We are talking about the Los Angeles Rams defense that let up 120 yards of rushing in each of their first 3 contests. It is going to suck that the Bears have injuries among their offensive line. So I think with the defensive line play with Jared Verse, who I think is a very solid rookie, and we have Troy Reader, who I think is a very good linebacker, Kobe Turner, who's solid, Bobby Brown is up front in the middle, and we're thinking about this Bears run game. It has struggled the past few weeks. I think we are going to see a bit more of Roschon Johnson this week, mainly because he looked, when he did touch the ball last week, he was very physical, he didn't hesitate, and he got those quick, tough yards, which the Bears have been struggling to get all season. When we're talking about DeAndre Swift, this is a guy who came in to help improve this run game, and he hasn't. And he only has 68 rushing yards on 37 carries. That is not a good look. When we're talking about Roschon, who had 8 for 30 in last week's game alone. We're talking about this Chicago Bears run game that has to be better. And physical up front, this offensive line has to be better. We can't have plays like last week where we're having 4 offensive linemen on the ground and we just don't block anybody. We cannot do that this week. Now, when we're talking about the Rams secondary, I like Tre'Davious White. Carmen Curl is very solid. We're talking about Quentin Lake, who at the nickel back is very solid. So, and also Kobe Durant, who I've started to enjoy to watch a bit over these past couple of seasons. This Bears offense has to protect Caleb Williams. He comes into this game being sacked 13 times in just 3 games. What we're going to have to improve on, because I think the Rams team is going to be one that is going to try to maybe blitz a bit more, try to open things up for them to get after the quarterback. The Bears are going to have to do a much better job of communicating blitzes, and not only pass protection, but passing off guys and that, and in the running game as well. Having Keenan Allen back potentially helps with some of those 3rd down routes, because Keenan Allen has been a very reliable guy throughout the course of his career on getting some of those 3rd down receptions, which The Bears haven't been good on converting third downs throughout the course of this season. Another thing that I need to see from this Chicago Bears offense is that Caleb Williams has to be a bit better with his decision making, be more accurate, I want to say, be more precise, be more decisive when he's making throws and when he's making decisions on who to spread the football out to. Because on some of those interceptions last week, especially, I think both of them last week, it was from him not making the decision quick enough. So we're going to have to see more quick decision making. I'm not going to get too deep into this Bears offensive struggles. I already made the video about that, and I'll leave that in the cards. But the one thing the Bears are going to have to do, is they're going to have to run the football against this defense that is not very good running the football. And I think if they are able to do that, if DeAndre Swift, who hasn't looked good this season, is able to get on track, if we use Roschon Johnson, I think, and also Khalil Herbert as well, who I think could be a very dangerous threat in this run game if utilized correctly by offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. Even with the offensive line injuries that the Bears have, whether it's Darnell Wright, Nate Davis, Jones, we are going to have to run the football no matter who we have in the lineup. I hope the guys are able to play and be healthy, because that will help with the continuity of passing off some of those blitzes and get some communication amongst the front. So if these guys are able to play, I think it's going to help tremendously with the offensive line that's already struggled throughout the course of this first 3 games against the defense that's not good against the run, and they haven't been that great against the pass. So if the Bears are able to run, that will open up some of those bootlegs that Shane Waldron has run, and Caleb Williams, I think, can be very successful at. Open up the play action game, which gets the defense to bite even more forward because you're running the football well. We have to establish the run. In this game, we have to establish a run to give ourselves a better chance to beat this Rams team, who can be a very dangerous team. Today's video is brought to you by Cellular C4. This is a product that I personally used before I even decided to partner with them. And the first thing I got introduced to was the energy drinks by C4. This right here is a fruit punch flavor. They have many other flavors. They have popsicle flavors that just dropped. They have Skittles, Starburst, all the type of flavors that you want. To help you get started with your day, you can wake up in the morning before you start your day and drink you one of those. And also before you get that workout in, when it's workout day, you can take you some pre-workout to help you get the boost in your workout. All the products, 0 sugar, low calories. This is a great product to take you in your workouts and your journey on fitness to the next level. And I am happy to partner with a product that I was already using in my own personal life. And I will leave my code in the description below to save you guys 20% on your first purchase of C4, of their workouts. They even have muscle recovery to help boost after workouts. They have so many supplements and things to help you on your fitness journey, and you can get yours today in the description below. Click the link and use my code APW Sports to help you save 20%. And again, the links are in the description below, and use the code APW Sports to save you 20% on your purchase. Now, it is time to get back into the video. Now we are talking about the Chicago Bears defense versus the Los Angeles Rams offense. And the Rams offense is coming off of a second half performance, even without Cooper Kupp, even without Puka Nacua, and they had injuries to the offensive line with no Boom and Jonah Jackson from the Ohio State University. Tyler Higbee has not played all season, and the Bears themselves are dealing with injuries on the front four, whether it's Sweat, Billings, Taylor, Pickens are all questionable at the time of me recording this video coming into this ball game. Now, it's starting to look like maybe some of those guys are going to play. The Rams, albeit they haven't been the greatest team in running the football as far as the statistics go, but Kyren Williams does lead the league in rushing touchdowns. And I think with this offensive line, even banged up, they played a very good game, albeit against the 49ers team that was a bit banged up in their own right with their interior of their defensive front. Matthew Stafford is one of those quarterbacks that you cannot count out, especially in late game situations. I think he has that clutch gene where he can be able to bring teams back. Now, the one thing that the Bears do have in their favor, like I said earlier, is the injury bug to the wide receiver position, which is Kupp and Nacua, who are 2 main weapons in this Rams offense. Now, Demarcus Robinson, he can play solid. Tutu Atwell, I personally like the things that he can do as that slot receiver, that number 3 guy. But the injuries that they have is going to be tough against, I think, one of the better secondaries in the NFL with the Bears, with Johnson, with Brisker, with Byard, with Gordon, with Stevenson. They have been playing some really good football. They slowed down the Colts in week 3. In week 2, the Texans did not have the greatest of games passing, and in week 1, in that second half, they show out. So this secondary for the Bears, I think, is going to play key, because I think with the Rams, they're going to try to run the football, I think, a bit more, especially the success that the Colts had last week against this Bears defense running the football, and then the potential injuries to both Pickens and Billings, who I like Billings up front. Sweat's impact, if he's not able to go, will be a big difference in how this Bears team is going to perform. When we're talking about this Rams offense, the motions and the things that Sean McVay likes to do to kind of create open lanes for his receivers, create lanes for his running backs, the Bears are going to have to be very smart to defend that well, because we've seen over the years some of those motions, those jet motions, some of those end arounds and those motions that they like to run can be very effective in this league. So what the Bears are going to have to do, I think, on the defensive side of the ball is be key in what they're going to do. Make some pressure for Stafford, because even though Stafford is one of those guys that can't escape, he has had a slew of injuries and slew of nicks and bruises on his body. So the Bears are going to have to bring pressure to Stafford, make things tougher for him, especially with the offensive line, which is not really the best unit that they have right now, even though Havenstein, I think, is a very good right tackle. The Bears are going to have to be sure in the back end. They're going to have to be solid with their linebacker play, with their reads and their keys, especially in a motion offense like the Rams have. And if they're healthy, they're going to have to bring pressure with the front four, so those linebackers can fly around and play more freely instead of having to blitz and kind of take away some of the defensive unit in the pass game that the Rams like to do. But with all that said, I am going to pick, it's crazy, but I am going to roll with the home team. I'm going to roll with the Chicago Bears in this game. It's going to be a tight one. It is going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a lot of running, and the Bears are going to win, and I am picking a score of 20-17. My keys, I think the Bears are going to come out and try to establish the run more than what they've done in past 3 weeks, because of the Rams' inability to run the football, because of some of the things that the Bears can set up with their play action and their run. I think they're going to try to be more key on running the football. And I think even though Stafford is a very good quarterback and probably top elite if you ask other people, I think with the secondary, with the slew of injuries that they have on the wide receiver position, I just think the Bears' talent level and the schematic level that they've been playing over the past couple of weeks and starting last year, I think is going to be not enough for this Rams offense to really score points and move the football. We know the Colts did last week. I think in this offense, with the way that they have been, I want to say, inability to run the football with the Rams, they haven't been stout, but they have been scoring touchdowns with it. I think the Bears, that's going to play a bit into the Bears' hands, especially with the lack of weapons that they have at wide receiver due to the injuries. So I am picking the Bears 20-17 to improve the 2-2 at home. But that's my thoughts. Leave you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to see what you guys think. Do you think the Bears will finally get on track offensively, or do you think the Rams will actually come into Chicago and beat us? I am APW Sports setting out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great next day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.